Just starting off with any injuries, any return to play, anyone you're excited to see back?
Well, I think we've got Kieran Evans in the final part of his recovery. Kai played a couple of minutes last games. Still, I would say, going back to the level he was. Obviously, Hadlin is in that process of, I would say, just week one of recovery, and I think the other one is Keenan Patton. He twisted his knee, and that's why he was not involved in the last game. It's settling. Let's see how he does. Obviously, he was going to be assessed again today, and probably is apart from the other ones that we already knew, is the only concern.
And like you say, with the weather and the sort of frozen pitches, are you having to be more careful with training and keep an eye on people?
No, of course, yes. We know that when you train in different surfaces and when you have to move around a bit, that is one of the reasons, I would say, for injuries. And obviously, we are aware of that, and we do always our best to make sure they're all fit.
And how are you preparing for this next game against Doncaster at the weekend?
Yeah, a little bit different because we had that sending off of CBR, and Kyle Adlin is away, and obviously we are in that process again, that trying to find solutions within the team. But not only small teams like us, probably big teams are in the same one. If you think about Chelsea and Arsenal as well, so we are suffering from probably the same problem, and that it's I would say a big limitation. We've got options, but obviously when we prepare the squad for the season, we had CBR, Hadlin, and obviously the younger boys also in mind. But I guess in the last two games we just lacked that strength in the bench, I would say. So when you think about probably Carlisle game, where I was able to make a couple of changes and it worked. We managed to win the game, and after Bradford and probably up until now, I would say that game was suited for Adlin because we were playing in the final third. We had that numerical advantage, and Kyle is a player that is really effective. Is in the box, and in that game probably if we had Adlin, we would probably win the game. But again, it's a problem that we have to find solutions within the squad, and this game will be another one.
So when you look at Doncaster, what sort of challenges do you expect?
No, they're a good team. They're flying now. It's obvious where they are now. I think they've got 17 wins. So that means a lot. That means they're a consistent team. Yes, little ups and downs, but they've been there. They've been consistent, and obviously it's a tough place to go. But again, it's down to us to look after every detail that we can or we should do in order to go there, compete, and like always trying to win the game.
And any changes to your sort of starting lineup? Anyone that you've been particularly impressive the past week in training?
Again, I think, and I've told this to the boys, I think we all have been in a level where yes, we are. Every team have ups and downs. The players go through different periods in this season, but I don't think we never had no one standing out week in, week out. So anything can happen at the moment, and obviously with CBR not playing, we will have to find different solutions.
And so when you do sort of the analysis of Doncaster and you look at them, what's the particular part of the field that you think they're really strong in and that you're going to try and target?
Again, when a team wins 17 times in this league, you have to look after every area actually. But obviously they've got good players. They are a very well organised team with a with a clear idea and the way the football should be played, and they are definitely one of the best teams of our league. But again, you cannot only look to one area when a team is like they are. So I think we have to approach the game knowing that it's going to be a tough game, but we've got our ideas, we've got a way of trying to compete and utilize our strength. And then again, on the day, anything can happen.
Absolutely. And how do you you've had a very up and down season, how do you keep everyone motivated and sort of head in the game week in, week out?
I think it's a little bit like everyone else in this league. You've seen we played last week against Cheltenham, who were only 1 point ahead of us. So I think everyone has those moments of up and downs, and again, it's down to us to make sure the boys have a clear idea on what we are trying to achieve. I think that is also characteristic of this league. Someone was telling me last season Doncaster, because that's the purpose I am here now. Last season they were in this period of the season down the bottom, and then they end up winning 10 games in a row, whatever it was, and they end up going to the playoffs. So ups and downs, it's part of football, I would say, but it's also probably more of this league. So it's the question of taking every game as it comes, and play it in your strongest position you can be.
Anything can happen, hey?
Yeah, it is.
And the travel day, so you heading up tonight?
Yes, after the training session we're travelling up, and that's it, and we'll be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, you're looking forward to sort of having different atmosphere, I suppose, having the like drowning out the sounds of the Doncaster fans, maybe some of the Newport travelling fans?
Yes, no, again, there's a good stadium, I would say, probably a championship level stadium. The atmosphere is always good, and our fans have been there for us every time we play away, and I always have a word of thank you very much to all of them, because they've been there for us and they've been supporting us, and yes, I have to be grateful what they've been doing for us.
And finally, are there any sort of senior players who you've seen sort of step up into maybe a bit more of a leadership role, or sort of helping the younger players move up throughout the season?
Yes, I've been speaking about that, and we were lucky enough to have those two captains with Wildig and especially Clarkey. I think they are the main ones. They are our captains, and not only that, they are the right character to have in any club, but especially with a club like us, where we have to go through a couple of difficulties, I would say, and they are always there to find solutions. And you just mentioned the fact that we have to train in different places and help the younger boys to go through that process every day, off the pitch, but also on the pitch. And yes, probably those two have been great.
Thank you.
And with Kieran, is he probably next week, is it, or a bit down, or is he a contender for
tomorrow?
No.
For tomorrow, no. Not that probably couldn't play 10-15 minutes, but I think it's not ideal to think a player for 10 minutes when you've got players for 120.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes sense.
You might need him after 10 minutes, and then it's a waste. Yeah.
Yeah.
And David, I presume, is he back?
Yes.
Available? And
yeah, he's back.
No sleep.
He's back. Yeah. I think if obviously when you've got babies, you know that lack of sleep will be there. But these boys will always find a way of 2 or 3 days. So some of them they go for 2 or 3 nights in the hotel. Tonight obviously he's going to have a good night of sleep, obviously. And again, I think when they've got a family around them, it will help. And I guess they've got a family helping, the last 2 or 3 days, so it would be easier.
Is striker an area you think needs strengthening? Because no one's really grabbed it all season, have they? That front area, is that something that you feel is needed for
Yes,
season?
no, I couldn't agree more. And obviously we have always trying to find the best options for that. I just said minutes ago, nobody stood out throughout the season. And they know that. I've told them. But although we've been maintaining a good level of performance, I don't think we've seen anyone standing out week in, week out. And but obviously we will have to see how it goes. Still 14 games to go. Hopefully Adlin will be back for the last 4 or 5 games. Hopefully, fingers crossed on that. Obviously we've got CBR, Jeff, and this opportunity to everyone to show their quality, and obviously when you're preparing next season, obviously you will have to assess how things are and then decide. But probably is one area where we have to think. But like I said, I don't want to change too much. I just think we have to be very clear on the positions we need, and make sure if we bring someone, have to improve the team.
What do you want to see from now to the end of the season? You're pretty much you're safe from thankfully away from Carlisle. You were scrambling like last night. What do you want to see from the rest now until?
Well, I definitely want to see that they have the right competitive attitude. I think that's massive. Not only here, everywhere. If they haven't got that, then I think they are in trouble with us as well as a club, because that work rate, that competitiveness that they have to show every game have to be there, and that's because the quality. I guess we all know them very well now after all this month, just over 120 sessions and 32 games. I think we know them very well now. It's just that character of dealing with this, like we spoke, a little ups and downs. How you deal with that, or how you overcome any difficulty that you face, and that is what we are also looking for. We want players with the right attitude, with the right character that we always been speaking, but has to be like that. So what I would expect is them to be a team competitive, hard to beat, and winning games. That's what we want, and we have to make sure that we go back to that performances as soon as possible.
Do you want to talk about the training, because it's well documented, the training ground issues. I think for years coaches have had it. But how tough, in terms of your week, how hard has these weeks been? In terms of
it's hard, and especially when the weather doesn't help, is even worse, I would say. But again, the club is working hard behind the scenes. I think that is obvious to everyone. And I think when you see the club working hard every day to make sure that we've got the best what we can have, may not be the ideal, which is not, and this week was a little bit tough, especially Wednesday, and obviously Spitty's surface is not the best as well. We train 3G as well, so we move in different places, but I don't want to make that as an excuse. It's not the ideal, but it's what we've got, and we have to work with it, and not finding that as a main excuse for anything. It's just what it is, what it is. But we are confident. We know that the club is working hard to find the solutions for us, and that's the only way you can.